NBA playoff schedule tonight. Game 6 between the Clippers and Warriors in Los Angeles. Warriors had a chance to finish off the Clippers in Game 5, but Lou Williams had other plans, dropped 33 points, 10 dimes in that game. Golden State head coach Steve Kerr was asked about the way his team's been playing. Take a listen.
It's been a year where, things haven't gone exactly smoothly all the time. So I'm not surprised by anything. Everything that we did in L.A., we did not do tonight. We sort of seemed to take it for granted that we were going to be okay. But, I said it before the game, this Clipper team has been scrapping and clawing all year, and you knew they weren't going to go down without a fight.
Yeah, there's stuff. This team has some stuff that they're dealing with now as they try to put the Clippers out. How concerned are you with the Warriors' struggles right now, Nick?
Well, I thought Kerr alluded to a point that you made yesterday that then Sherwood Strauss, who covers this team, wrote a whole article about it, which is this has been the Warriors' identity. I thought it was a great point by you, which is there was another article written, which is how many Warriors losses is it going to take for people to believe they're vulnerable? And I realized, man, that article was speaking right to me. Every time they lose, I'm like, this is bad. They now have an injury. The defense hasn't been good. They're not as deep, but they're still going to win the title. Like, it is hard for me to believe that this team that I have seen go on a nearly unprecedented run over the last 5 years, and it is unprecedented when you include regular season and postseason success for 5 seasons, that they are not going to come out tonight and be the Warriors. Be dominant. Do what Clay said, which is, let's go beat them by 30. I know they have that game in them. Every game in the series until the previous one, they had at least a 20-point lead in. Yep. But they do not fit. They are not the team on the court that they are in my mind's eye. And a lot of it is about defense. And it's a point that we've been talking about all year. And a lot of it is about they are yet to have consistently where Steph and KD sync up together and are great simultaneously, right? Like KD was unbelievable in Game 5 and Steph had a rough night. KD was unbelievable in Game 4. Steph had a really rough night. Steph was unbelievable in Game 1. KD was fine. So if those two guys aren't syncing up and their defense is vulnerable, that's how they all of a sudden get to a 6th game in a series.
But there's a reason why the history of the NBA has teams struggling when they try to three-peat. And not only three-peat, let's go back for them.
Right.
This is not 3 in a row. Iggy is not as athletic. He's for them.
Right.
This is not 3 in a row. Iggy is not as athletic. He's not as dependable on a defensive standpoint. Draymond Green is having one of the worst seasons he's had in a long time, shooting the basketball at an all-time low. They're not as good. Their bench is not as deep. They don't have people coming off the bench like David West. Sean Livingston has struggled. He's not the same defender, and it's definitely not the same offensive threat. So if we looked at it, we were like, yeah, they're not as good. And let's not forget they lost the all-star center in Boogie Cousins. So they're not as good. What's important about this game is how they come out in the first quarter. Draymond said he took responsibility for the game number 5 loss. He said, I didn't set the tempo from the beginning. It was up to me, and I didn't do it because he thought that all these other all-stars would be focused. Clay was focused. KD was focused, but the rest of the team, which is less talented, and they're not as good defensively. So for me, it's not just mental. They are not good at doing the things that have gotten them an opportunity to try to three-peat.
You made such a good point. The team in your head is not the team you watch. I liken it to taking one of those lawnmowers, right, and trying to pull it. We keep talking about this switch that they're going to flip. Don't worry, they'll be fine. They pull it, it revs for a little bit, they have a good game, a 30-point game, whatever, and then it goes back down. And you pull it, and you want it to get going because you think the next pull is going to be the time where this turns into the team that's in your head. And for the last couple of years, it has been. And this year, same way it has been in the regular season, it hasn't been.
Well, this is what I'll say about tonight's game. If the Warriors are not the team that I believe they can be in my head tonight. If they do not dominate and overmatch Los Angeles Clippers team, then that will change my opinion about their ability to beat the Houston Rockets. Like, if they are not able to respond to what happened to them defensively in the previous game, then I will finally believe what my eyes have been telling me. Right now, I can't leave behind what I've seen from this team in the last few years.
This game is not going to determine anything for me as far as Golden State.
That's who they are.
They're better than the Clippers. They will win this series. So regardless if they close them out tonight, they will win this series. But everything has changed going into round number 2.
Right.
Houston is sitting, resting, playing its best basketball of the season. Golden State, they've already suffered 2 losses at home. They don't have to play another bad quarter for me to believe, hey, man, this is the team who they are in 2019.
All right, let's get back to the NFL draft. So where did